Hello, just checking my audio. Welcome in, everyone. Okay, so today we have a lot to cover. So let me go ahead and get the cards shuffled out, and then we will do this reading. Yes, happy Super Bowl. Okay. So this will be for the solar eclipse. It can be pertinent now or any time, really. The title of this reading is The Truth Strike into the Light. And there is a lot of energies going on. Okay, so this could follow through very much through all aspects of your life right now. but one will stand out as pertinent. So the truth strike that I was getting is that you're more than just a vessel. Okay, like, and we'll go into detail about this energy. This will be timestamped afterwards. So, have you been told or led to believe that who you are, your identity, is something that you build in order for others to place value on you or to satisfy the world? Well, this is part of this structure that's corrupt and needs to fall. The persona is viewed only by this corrupt structure as a vessel, a hollowed out version of you. Controllable, moldable, enslavable. They have emptied you out so that you can hold the expectation of these unwritten rules, this false rules, laws, and of course, to fill you full of cold energy of others. But there is a break in the frequency. Many of you have probably felt this. It's hitting your life. It's hitting the collective. You've felt it in the different aspects. Maybe it's creeping up as an urge to break away from a role, from a performance, a task, a title, a job title, a person, a group. A feeling that you need to step out of the shadow of who they want, or even in some ways, maybe demand you to be. So this reading will not be a discussion about how to fix your life, because there's a lot going on here, but instead it will be about reclaiming your life, reclaiming you, because your fire, your light has been stolen, repressed, and it's time to liberate yourself. If you're ready, that is. So, let us get into this reading. Truth strike into the light. And as I said, the timestamps will follow. We have Pluto gracing our presence on the energy here, bringing in transformation, closing of cycles, a new beginning, a new structure. We have the Awakener. For some of you, this will be awakening you to multiple truths, whether in the world or within yourself. And one of the things that is being revealed is, from previous channelings, a lack of compassion, a lack of love, or maybe even you in harnessing that power of your light and your love. Okay? I have picked up on multiple times, the fire is rising up inside of you. Almost a defense. You know? We do not want anger without a cause here, right? That's just being hateful. And maybe some of you have noticed a hateful type of energy. But what I see here on the board is the way that you're relating to people is going to be much, much different than previously in your existence here. There has to be this common understanding, this common goal, this common light, and the desire to transform from the old control, the old false narrative, to the new. So the new future structure is being started now as we speak. There's definitely an unequal frequency when it comes to reciprocity. You seem to be doing more. We are doing more. And it seems that it is being taken. Okay. And it's time for this cycle to close. And I just heard open the cube, open the cube of Saturn. How you do that is the inner lotus of control here, love, Ace of Cups. Okay. You're stepping into your power. The mind is on fire. For some of you, Aries is really bringing in an energy of truth. Okay? It's bringing in an energy of truth here and bringing the unapologetic truth with this Ace of Wands. But it's creating a newness, defending the new, or breaking down the old way of thinking, the old structure, and bringing in this new structure, right? Ace of Wands. For far too long, you have wondered what really brings value. And I feel like what's majorly up for reflection right now is your sense of worth. Very much something you're looking at. Because what you value as worth and what the system, the people, the job you do, they value worth in a different way. Maybe what you're doing can't be parameterable measured. Okay? It's not a number, it's a spirit, it's an existence, it's a ambiance, it's an electromagnetic field, right? So, what's really on the board here is sort of this universal architecture of a controlling, corrupt system here. And the psychological, oh, you can't see that. The psychological sort of breakdowns that it's done to you and those around you. And there's sort of this lightning strike of the awakener here that is bringing in the energy to liberate yourself. I am seeing a little bit about how the system is working, how it sort of enslaves you or tries to smother your light or capture or even possess your light. Okay, enslave your light or your spark or and sort of how you're fighting back or how you're defending yourself against this energy. So it seems to me like there's this energy here of a very cold logic or logical distant system with hidden parameters or unmeetable parameters here that you've been functioning within. Okay, maybe this is how you're interacting with people in and around your energy, or you're kind of feeling this energy with them, right? This logical sort of distant energy here is creating sort of this contract of coldness, right? And remember, there's a lack of reciprocity here. Okay, and we have to move into our power or into love and compassion. And again, I just heard compassion and love. The light is what opens the cube. You feel that to be loved and successful, some of you here, or maybe you're reflecting upon this and it's becoming very truthful to you. You're seeing it for what it is, that you feel like in order to be loved, you must hit the certain number. You must do the certain task. So it's like you've kind of put yourself on the back burner here, you know, inadvertently, unknowingly. And you've sort of stopped being who you are, in essence, a spirit, a soul, and you've sort of become this functional task, right? There's a lack of emotion here. Maybe some of you are noticing when you are emotional, that people don't really respond well to that. Because it's interesting here because this is a lie, but it's being seen as a perfect vessel for sort of this enslavement or for like this tasking if you're unemotional and detached. Almost like I said, perfect vessel, but we know perfection's an illusion. But the ambiance or appearance of perfection. And whether you're accepted or not based upon how you are emotionally. Because here's the thing, if you step into this Aries here, if the mind doesn't conform to this law that's false and you see this truth with this fire energy here, you know, that's scary to the structure in the system here because it can't handle that fire. Because this fire, this emotion, this light that you have, it's unenslavable, unpossessable. You understand? So this dark structure sort of wants you in this energy of controllableness, you know, coldness, detachment, right? And it's interesting because the emperor he knows what's going on within his kingdom, right? He knows the things that no one else knows. And I feel like you've got sort of this inside information here, which we'll hit that in just a minute, but it's interesting. And I feel like it could be Pluto here. Plutonian energy. You see the plutocracy, basically. So you're looking at your relationships or jobs or friend groups or, you know, you're looking at these concepts here and you're wondering and evaluating if you're playing a role or if they are playing a role even. Is this truly their self, you know, the true essence of who they are? So we are looking at the relationships. We are looking at the job. And we're wondering, are we being pushed to play this role? That feels like a fucking program. That feels like something that is so far removed from the essence of our light. And if you do feel that, maybe it's a job role and you have to pay your bills, then that's this dark structure, okay, that is sort of wanting this static. It's wanting you to be this polished version, to be perfect. I feel like a fire horse here. My cat just roamed. Anyways, the energy wants you to be manageable to the system, right? It's interesting here because I feel like social networks here or social groups or friends can be part of this sort of structure or playing into the structure unknowingly because they are seeking to feel a sense of worth and belonging. They don't want to be left out. To feel safe, to feel important. In order to do that, they have to appear detached and logical. And I feel like some of you are really struggling with that because you're all heart and compassion here. And there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is what they're trying to tell you to do and be. I'm just going to make sure you guys can still hear me. My kitty cat ran across the computer. Can everybody still hear me okay? I'll check my audio. Hold on. It's fine. Okay. She ran right across my computer and hit a bunch of buttons, so. Aurora. So they're playing into this sort of unwritten law, right? Because it's right next to the Seven of Cups, right? It's this unwritten law that says that you are a role, okay? You're a job title, you're a status, a social status. And this is where that dark structure sort of gets you to sign this contract, or the people around you to sign this contract. It's how it uses the influence. I'm getting this very like under the ground or things that's going on sort of not seen. So let's just say in the world that many do not know exist, it's trying to deceive you that your personality is not you. Okay? That you can't be you. You have to be sort of this vessel for productivity or achievement. Okay? You have to be dynamic, but cold and detached to be within social contracts, to be within partnerships, to be within job contracts. The public image. They want you to play the part. But this Uranus energy is hitting the grid. It's hitting this energy. And it creates this sudden shift in the mind of, you know, your mind and and others around you here. That there's a need to change things. There's a need to move it into the light, to change the old, release the old way and have this new structure, this new beginning where there's reciprocation, you know, and it's coming from a place of compassion and love. And where when you have these things going on, you're not seen as broken because you can't be controlled. So I feel like you're going to be looking at these invisible contracts in your life where you feel the pressure to be perfect just to be able to stay within those dynamics. And I feel like you're getting this message within that you're not an asset. You're not, this product. You're a human being. Like you're a spirit. You're a soul. And you're really looking at your environments here because I feel like your environments, you're not a product of your environment. You influence your environment. Like that's how it's supposed to work. And so you are allowed to have a soul and you're allowed to let that light shine as you provide or do things in this world. That is completely acceptable. That's the way that it's supposed to be. There's supposed to be compassion. That you're not just a function of a task or, playing the role of wife or playing the role of girlfriend or playing the role of a job title or playing the role of, So people are going to be waking up. I feel like this sudden waking up, right? 12th house, tower here, sudden waking up to their lives and to these dynamics and to this truth. There's a lot of truth that's being dropped here in the 12th house with the tower. Pluto's not playing around here. It's out to really transform things. And it's doing that through the shock value of bringing things to the light, truth. So you'll see a lot of truth that will create this energy within you that will wake you up or wake others up. You'll start to see people seeing the truth, right? The truth of this corrupt construct or design, right? I feel like your public standing will be evaluated here. You'll be looking at, do you belong to you? Or are you trading that? Are you listening to a system that says you belong to me? Or are you taking a stand saying, no, I am the creator of my universe and I am going to shine my light unapologetically, speak my truth? And because there's an energy here with like production and earning financial possession, or, maybe you're working to pay your bills, like I said. But it's like you don't have a right to exist within this construct. And that's absolutely fallacy. It's not true. Like they don't want your pure essence showing when you're doing these taskings. They want you to be a slave to the gold, so to speak. The gold that is yours that they take. You're not an asset. You're a soul, a spirit, a being. Your name belongs to you. You belong to you. And this is something that you're going to be looking at as you proceed forward in this energy. And if you've ever felt shamed in a partnership or a job title or something like that because you were, or somebody's like, oh, they're just like messy, or they title you unproductive, right? Because you're showing your true light. You're really going to be working on, understanding your value. Your light is your value. This is your sacredness. And you let that light shine no matter where you're at. That is the essence of you. But even as you proceed forward, there will be a bit of this sort of scar from, let's say, phantom pain, from where you have been within dynamics where you're supposed to be this damn perfect product. Okay, but it actually stops you because you're not able to express your light. So there's going to be something here where you're working on safety within you, within your legacy, or you stepping back into power of you, and you having the say so of how you exist, your own legacy. That's really powerful. I feel like there is this energy here where there's a charming energy, but it's an informant energy, Pluto. It's almost like someone is on the inside, on the other side, if you kind of know what I'm saying. And I feel like most of you here with this scorpionic energy, you have this detection of power, but you can also have this really strong intuition, like this intuitive knowing. And so maybe you've been performing, doing what is necessary, what you need to do here, right? All the while collecting information, watching the strings being pulled, watching the people that are corrupt, like really seeing like a corruption within certain dynamics, leadership, partnership, whatever this might be for you. Like really tapping into this emotional intelligence, this intuitive intelligence as you proceed through and forward. And it's really taught you to trust your gut instinct, trust your intuition when it tells you like a situation is not right for you, or it's fake, or, you know, it's illusionary. Okay. That the merging is not reciprocated. It's not. And this is your sort of intuitive security system, built in, or protection, whatever you want to call this. And I feel like you keep this side private and you've been building up strength, right? And for some of you, you've not really allowed access into this deep part of you. It's just surface. Okay, maybe you don't, like, you're at work and you're seeing these power struggles and you're seeing these things. You feel the coldness of that dark structure and you see it. You're aware of it, but you don't say anything. You're just kind of like watching. And you're like, okay, I know. I can feel the wolves. I know. I got you. I know. Okay, so maybe you're doing that, but you're not saying it. You just know. But it's interesting because I feel like this, you know, structure, this corrupt structure has a blind spot with the Seven of Cups here. Because Pluto's here. There's too much going on and they're distracted. They don't realize. They don't know you. They don't know that side that is hidden deep within you that you don't have to share if you don't want to. They don't know your internal intelligence. They don't see you gathering data, assessing. They don't know that you see that this throne that they offer you is actually a cage. You see it. You're about to shut down some gossip and lies too. This is definitely like you coming forward and like Uranus is sort of like striking with the truth. So hardcore here. So hardcore. Okay, so we have the sacred warrior coming up again, and the truth of this sacred warrior. And there's sort of this dissolvement, right? We've got Pluto here dropping the truth, forcing the transformation, collecting the data, and it's sort of dropping this truth and it's dissolving this false sort of law here, this confusion. Unconsciousness, it's dissolving it. You're seeing things, or people around you are seeing things that is shocking them. The Tower. They're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that that's actually happening, right? I feel like with Venus here, that like the true you is coming forward. And that's coming here. The true you that's compassionate, loving, the heart. You know? So, higher law too. Right here. And I think that you will be using this sort of truth. Like for some of you here, you might be in harnessing, let's say with the Emperor here, this internal king energy of truth. It's a sovereign king though. Okay, so an emperor energy. So your internal emperor. And he's seeing within the court that most people are following this false law or this false structure, right? The king is responsible for the structure. And whether it's corrupt or not, you know, falls upon the king, the emperor here. And this is a king that and an emperor that is looking at other kings and emperors that are false kings and false emperors, because the emperor in reverse is control. They're looking at and seeing these structures for what they are. Okay, and seeing that the laws that are put out there are fake, they're fallacy, they're lies to enslave you or possess the queen, sort of. But this emperor, you follow a higher law. That is what's applicable to you. And there's sort of this sudden energy here with Uranus of this true strike, along with this Aries energy, you know, the sacred warrior of protection here. And Aries is saying, I don't care about your fucking false rules. I don't care. This is my truth. Ace of Wands. And it's like sudden. It's like you get fed up and you're just like, that's it. That is so it. You know what I mean? And it's like, at that point, you come in with this Ace of Wands. Inspiration and urge to create the truth, speak the truth, right? And, you know, it's almost like if I was, like, if this was a court case, it would be you, like, not demanding a lawyer, but, like, becoming the judge. Like, just cutting out all of the, you know? And this emperor, internal king within you, and this is for women and men, it doesn't matter. This emperor within you does not negotiate. Not when it sees corruption. Oh, no, no, it doesn't. It does not negotiate with a fake, corrupt law and structure. All right, it doesn't negotiate with terrorists. Okay, let's just say that. But it's not negotiating with the laws that is written by the captors or people that want to cage or enslave people. I just heard they wanted a product, a ghost in a cage, but the fire has risen and stepped off of the stage. The fire has risen, stepped off of the stage. The static is fading. The truth is in sight. The throne is now yours. Walk into the light. Okay, I just heard this too. This is coming from here. The mask has been melted. The crown is on fire. The mask has been melted. The crown is on fire. You're no longer a vessel for someone else's desires. The revolution is sudden. The truth is right. The strike is now. The strike is now live. Walk into the light. That's what I got. So this dark structure is corrupting this cube of Saturn, it feels like. You know, to sort of build these psychological cages. And this is some of the energy that you guys might be feeling. But there's truth that's coming to the light here. These rules that the dark structure has worked to create a solidity with that's eternal, you're seeing through it and it's breaking down. The old way is breaking down. The old structure is breaking down. This cage, this whatever you want to call it, enslavement, you're seeing some corrupt authorities too. I'm just going to tell you. Maybe it's a boss, maybe it, you know. And these corrupt authorities are just basically whispers. They're ghosts. And they're corrupt and false laws are just illusion. They're creating an illusion. And there's a lot of fire here, so I feel like this fire horse, fire will be, you know, Aries here. This sacred warrior is going to burn this structure from the inside out. So as this plays out and this sort of dissolution of the structure, this corrupt structure happens, you know, and that it frees people here from being like this vessel, this product, this task. And it allows like a rebirth. Okay. It allows this rebirth, death and rebirth. I'm getting like Phoenix energy here. So like a death and rebirth, or like a rebirth of this energy where there's pure love, where you understand how beautiful and unique you are and your worth, that you're priceless, because only you can carry this light the way that you can. And the true spirit energy that you have and your soul is born again. It's weird. So, like I said, you have an inner emperor and an inner empress, but there is also a woman, a man within you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this is, you know, this collision of who you really are, the essence of your soul becoming sort of combined with this emperor energy, this emperor that's protecting you and allowing you to be free to create or do what it is that you want to do, to express this light, this love, this energy, this creation. And your inner queen, geez, don't get her twisted. She's very intuitive, Plutonian even. She's strong. But it's like the kingdom is sort of working together, and it's allowing, like, oh, okay, I just heard the sacred child. So the woman in you, the man in you, will be the sacred child of light. Okay? And it starts with you understanding your true ownership of you. Okay? Where you realize you didn't need to perform. You didn't need to do anything. Because you are the freaking show. You are the performance. Because you're the light. You are power. You've always been. And a warmth comes over you, over your life and the people that you touch, as you embody this sacredness, this light within you, as you embody you. Now, for some of you, it's almost as if you're building this sacred temple, right? You got the throne here, and then you've got the sacred child of light. And it's like this family within you. And you've built this sacred temple that is not a task or some sort of corrupt structure, or you realize you're a sacred temple and you're sacred. And at this point, this corrupt system loses all power because you cannot be possessed, you cannot be enslaved, and you cannot be sacrificed because you're fully protected. There's guardianship here. There's cohesion within. You no longer see a value in doing things like tasking that has no love, no compassion, or no meaning, or is not true to the essence of who you are. You won't deal with this detached energy any longer. Compassion and love will be the philosophy, truth. You can still be independent and you can still be, you know, sort of different or unconventional with this Uranus energy, and you can still connect to people deeply that have this common understanding of this light, this love, compassion. And this is simply you choosing not to be a vessel, someone who performs for someone else or does stuff for other people or builds up other people here that are not good people, okay? Not good systems, okay? So performing love to a system that is corrupt, you no longer will do that. And instead, you become this being of sovereignty who defines love on your own terms and is being infiltrated through everything that you do. Because it is the essence of you, uniquely. You break the contract, the unspoken, unwritten contract of the corrupt structure. And no longer can it turn your relationships into cold, detached energies where you feel you need to play a role, or perfectionism, or, assets. Like where somebody's messing with you because of what you can do. That dissolves. So an integration of the energy for you is on my board. Where you see your worth, value, and respect yourself, respect your energy. And where this new structure emerges within you of love and compassion, and you're no longer bound to this sort of detached, false, corrupt structure. Your new law is authenticity. So this is the thing, like the way that you relate to other people will change. See this? It will change with this rebirth of Venus, or this rebirth of you is what I'm getting. It will change because you can clearly see and feel this coldness, this icy energy of this corrupt structure. I almost said dark queen that sort of wants to use you, to control you, enslave you. It's working behind the scenes, right? And you see it, you feel it, and the fire will burn that shit down. Like you're not even playing. You also have Pluto here that can touch with hexagonal ice. So really kind of, in my opinion, have the upper hand here in the energy. It seems like you've got a full circle plan here. But how you connect to people will be shifting and changing. It's like a death and rebirth. I just heard right here, the Saturn walls melt, the Neptune tides flow. The Aries fire burns while the internal king grows. The construct is hollow. The vessel is gone. The birth of Venus brings a new dawn. The contract is ashes. The crown is in sight. The strike is now sudden, so walk into the light. It's an alchemical strike. This Uranus energy. Breaking the chains of the enslavement. To bring back the sacred child of light. So the woman back from this structure, this machine, whatever you want to call it, or this man within you, sacred child of light, back from this structure, back from this machine, whatever you want to call it, and put you back on your own throne. And so you're seeing this revolution happening here within people collective, and it's like raw emotion because it's been repressed. It's raw emotion. It's messy. It's truthful. It's like this shocking shockwave. Like the collective's even shocked by the truth that's being revealed. And I just heard one true sentence can destroy 1,000 lies. When one stops filtering words to be safe, a sudden revolution is triggered in everyone around. Stop being a vessel and start being a frequency. This bypasses, Uranus is bypassing this mainstream mind, the collective conscious, and it's demanding liberation and revolution or rebellion. The emperor, the internal king, the internal emperor is deciding to speak out. Oh. Oh my. And he's going to use his sword. And he has inside information, man. He knows exactly how the structure works for the other side, the dark structure, the corrupt structure, even better than they do. Because the energy is coming in with this very intuitive energy. And I'm going to say something. Aries, this energy here, it's not asking the sacred warrior energy, it's not asking for permission to be free. Oh no, don't get that twisted. He's initiating freedom. Big difference. Because he realized the law is flawed. It's a fallacy. And this could be really difficult for some people because this could be sort of like this pivot from who you are, because it can really be like you realize that your environment isn't right for you, or like you just don't, you're not going to conform to that structure if it's not in light, you know? So really pay attention to the people that has refused to conform to what everybody else is doing, or you know, a structure or whatever, because those are these people right here that I'm picking up on. Okay. You know, and I feel like they've been severely misunderstood here and underestimated. I think they've been laying quiet for a while, and I think that, you know, people really didn't know. They had no idea. And that's when this sort of energy here, this internal emperor and this intuitive queen and this sovereign energy between the two, and this protection of the sacred divine child here, it becomes not palatable, not controllable, not possessive, or not able to be possessed, and definitely not sacrificed. There's something here where there's an energy of sacrifice, like where an innocent is being sacrificed because they won't conform to the system, and they're viewed and labeled as messy or messed up or something like that, or flawed, when you've been told that who you are is not, it's for some of you mental illness, and it's not, or it's not right to have emotion, and that's absolutely not true. So you've been told that who you are, genuinely speaking, isn't right. Now, for some of you, I'm not speaking to everybody. I'm just saying there's some people that do need, you know, I'm saying if you know that you've been feeling like you need to break away from something, and you've spoke up for something that's right, and your authority figures around you, or the people that think they're your authority figures, has said some stuff to you, like, how can you speak out about that when you know that it's a higher law? Then these are people that are telling you that who you are is a flaw because it's not perfect and they can't control you, right? They were fearing a loss of being able to enslave you and push you to do what they needed you to do, to be that vessel to create what they want. Okay? That's what I'm saying. And so there's this excision with Mars, a cutting away, a severing, or sort of like this pushing out exorcism here with Pluto, where you move from who they tell you to be, this persona. I don't care where it's at, relationships, job, I don't care. You move away from who they're telling you to be to who you truly are, your true light. And for some of you, maybe that means choosing to be what they deem broken and human, imperfect, but real. Choosing to feel over being this perfect product, empty, scripted, dead, possessed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're choosing to push that energy out of your life. Because this dark structure can only possess quote unquote perfect vessels or people that are, you know, controllable. But once you are true to you, it becomes messy to them. And this dark structure has no place for you. There's no throne for this dark structure because you're not controllable, moldable, or empty any longer. You're full of the light. For some of you, this light is your connection to divine. It's love. It's filling you up, you know, with the light that casts out this sort of dark structure. I just heard the dark mother's cold. The machine is a lie, but the solar heart burns like a star in the sky. The mirror is shattered. The spirit takes flight. I just seen the letter K, but on its side, the letter K, and then what did I say? The mirror is shattered. The spirit takes flight. Leave the shadow behind and walk into the light. So some of you will be fighting this cold contract, this cold structure. And some of you will be ready for this truth. And when the world calls you a crisis, because you cannot be controlled, because you choose to be free in the spirit of flow of this light within you, within love and compassion, because they can only manage a puppet. If you're feeling the pressure and you're tired of this shit, know that this revolution, this truth is striking. It's already begun inside of you, whether you're aware of it or not. The exorcism is the full-on light coming in you and coming online. You're no longer this perfect product owned by the people around you or the world, but instead, you might be, like I said, titled. I'm not saying you're broken because you're beautiful. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Wear those scars like a damn badge, because that equals your damn freedom. But you might be what they call a broken human, a broken being, but you own yourself. And you know what you need to do. And you cast out this dark structure, this dark queen, whatever you want to call it. And the fire you feel is your soul. It's your light. It's your spirit coming back online. The king or the emperor is home. I just heard stop being a vessel and start being a frequency. I just heard the contract is burnt. The script has been torn. The vessel is dead and the king or emperor is reborn. Stop playing the part. Step out of the night. The strike has begun. Walk into the light. So I keep getting these walking into the light and harnessing your light, embracing your light, you know? Okay, I want to talk a little bit, just a little bit about this K that I just got. Like it's a K on its side, and it kind of looks like a bird, like next to the sunset, like the horizon of a sunset. Okay, so K is the intersection point. I just heard OM. I'm gonna timestamp this for channeling. Okay. So the divine child of light also, I'm getting like the creation of truth, the one that is freeing themselves sort of from this vessel type of energy. Your true emotions are hidden. Okay, hidden from the world. Like they don't see truly who you are. But you can see the mask. You can see into what others cannot see. You know exactly who the wolves are or exactly who they are. I just heard the falcon. 222. Number 11, the master communicator, and the fire horse. Those in the internal king or emperor, I'm getting J, but I'm seeing it flipped upside down as if it was Ceres. There's a heart at the bottom with a lotus flower, and it's the key to open the cube. It's backwards. So the lotus is emerging out of the dark waters of the womb, the vessel, right? Water is freedom, fluid. It's the key to open the light. I'm also picking up on loss of the sacred child with birth, but that's not true. Separation's an illusion, right? You become the queen or the mother in a different way, the protector. Fight with fire. The only one that can see this dark energy, this dark queen, is you. And you feel the ice trying to put out your fire. But the internal king, emperor knows, right? How does it know? Uranus. It knows. It knows also that this sort of protection to be part of this structure is not protection. This protection she speaks of is possession of the vessel. You understand? So it sees. But this is about the loss of you, the sacred child, with this sort of reversed Ceres with a heart at the bottom and this lotus flower. It's you emerging back out of these dark waters of this dark womb or of the womb, right? And it's doing this because Uranus is coming in. I'm seeing like Uranus upside down, right? Like, hold on. I'll see if I can draw it for you. So here's what I'm seeing. I don't know if this will help somebody, but I'm a terrible drawer, okay? Like, just don't even get me started, but it's for the cause, okay? So this is what I'm seeing here, and then I'm seeing Uranus as the bridge. Can you see that? This is what I'm seeing. This is the key to open the cube. It's love. It's you. This is the sacred child of light that your internal king or emperor is protecting. Uranus is hitting this, striking it. This is the cervix. It's upside down though. But if you kind of understand what I'm saying, like this would be Uranus upright. But then if you flip it upside down, this will be the cervix, and it's striking with this energy to create a breaking of the structure. What structure? The cervix. Okay. So Uranus is shattering the structure, the old cycle here. It's teamed up with Pluto. It's shattering the structure, breaking the cervix. It's the bridge, is what I heard. It's the bridge. And it does kind of look like a bridge walking, or a person walking across the bridge. So it's a major pivot to freedom from this past self to this new existence. So we're going to say past embryonic or intrauterine self into this embodiment of the light, into the soul, the spirit, right? Like, so Aries is looking for embodiment, right? Like it's wanting to protect, it's wanting to bring your full light into existence and not just within the womb. And Pluto's teaming up with Uranus to create this birth because it's hitting those cervix and breaking it. The sudden liberator. And this energy on my board, the mother is scorpionic. So we have a queen that's scorpionic, that is protected by what appears to be fire. An emperor of fire. There's other water energy here, but it's just predominantly very strong in Plutonian energy here. So I'm seeing, I'm a terrible drawer. I'm so sorry, but like, I don't know how else to explain what I'm seeing in the channeling without showing you. I don't know. So I'm seeing Pluto, and this is a pregnant belly. I'm not saying that's what it is. This is what I'm getting in the channeling. And then birth is separation, right? And you create the spirit here. And so it's an embodiment of who you are, this being. Separation's an illusion because there's still always this energy cord that's connected to the mother, right? So this energy, this mother is birthing, creating a major pivot, right, from this embryonic self to the existence within the world instead of just within the womb. It's embodiment of the spirit, the sacred child of light. And the protection from this, the queen of light, we're going to call it the queen of light within you. This protection of this queen of light within you. And this inner emperor, so inner queen of light, inner empress, and inner emperor is what we're going to say. I'm trying to make it understandable. Sometimes my channeling is difficult to, is protecting the sacred child of light and protecting the sacred child of light from loss of self. They're building a bridge with K. Oh, okay. All right. So K is Chiron. You guys, like, is what I'm getting. So at first I got like a K as the bridge, but then now I'm seeing Chiron. So the bridge is Uranus, but it's like preventing loss of self. How are they doing that? They're teaching to fight for yourself, to not let other people use you as a vessel, right? Like to and harness your light. I just heard Kundalini, life force energy. K for the inner king. I don't know how this is correlated, but I'm going to tell you this. When I was a child, I lived really deep in the country and I was walking a lot. And I would be hunted multiple times by animals. And I was really scared when I first started to experience that because I moved from in town or in suburbia, you know what I'm saying, out there. And I knew that I was sort of in the animals world. And multiple times I was scared until finally I wasn't anymore. I just thought, I'm not here to start shit, but if they come at me, I'm going to have to take them out. I'm not going to have any choice. Like, it is what it is, right? And so it's like that energy is coming up, right? Walking in the dark and not fearing death because you will protect you. You have guardianship within you, right? You're connected to the light. You're willing to protect yourself if you have to. Not choosing war, but I mean, just protecting yourself if you have to. So escaping the womb and then staying away from this dark womb, this vessel, right? Like being this vessel or whatever, or you becoming this dark womb, it's the inner king within you of light, right? And it opens the cube of Saturn, the corrupt Saturn, okay, of enslavement and being chained. I just heard the Phoenix King. You need to watch because this Phoenix King energy that I'm getting wants to burn down the corrupt laws and come after this Dark Queen. So I'm not condoning that. I'm just saying it's the energy that I'm picking up. There's a lot of like wanting to just completely dissolve it down to nothing, that tower energy with the brimstone and fire, right? Like it's wanting to burn down the corrupt law and the Dark Queen. And I feel like the Dark Queen is a little bit scared here. I heard into the bridge of love, into the bridge of God, creator, without ego, create social revolution. Interesting because I'm seeing like a supernova. And I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm talking about like it's just one of my channelings that I'm getting are like visual representations. Like I'm seeing the king or the solar king or the king of light having this supernova. And if necessary, you know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons why I feel like the Dark Queen is scared here because the king of light will use a supernova. The sun's super bright. Like, so you have the scorpionic energy that's like got this secret intelligence, right, going on. Then you have Uranus here, which is lightning. It's the energy that's breaking the structure to wake up the world, the collective, so that something can come into manifestation, come forward, be born. And I feel like the Queen's kind of like has no chance. You know what I mean? Up against this energy right now. So the queen is trying to use, and when I say queen, it's not a person. Okay, this is like a dark energy of this corrupt structure that enslaves you. Okay, I mean, you can take it for what it is. Maybe you do have a dark queen around you. I don't know, but this queen, this dark queen, the dark queen is using distance, coldness, but then Pluto's dragging her ass back to hell, back to the underworld. You know what I'm saying? Like it can't get away. And then it looks to me like they're trying to use illusion in the collective, whether it's through social media. I don't know. Like just spreading lies, right? Or like gossip or something like that. But Uranus is like, oh, no, no, no. And it's shocking the system or striking it with truth. I just heard sometimes it fights with contracts or to possess you or with lies. I feel like the Dark Queen is terrified because this energy up here, right here next to this energy, it would rather, it's not going to let anybody get the upper hand here on it. That's all I'm going to say. It's Pluto, right? Like it's not. So, and we have Pluto who's getting information here. So it's interesting because I'm also seeing, like, again, the cube of Saturn and how it's the corrupt king, the one that enslaves, controls, and wants to possess the queen. Okay. And then I'm seeing it's dense and matter. So it's like going for those matter things, you know what I mean? Like money, whatever. And then, of course, that lotus flower with the J backwards. I'm seeing the J. It's the J. But love and the heart is how, not losing yourself is how you emerge like the lotus from the muddy waters. So with the Plutonian energy with the heart that I was channeling, that I showed you a little bit ago, it's freedom from the womb and protection of the divine child, which is the man in you, the woman in you. And it's, this divine child has such a strong protection. I cannot reiterate that enough. This child, or this divine child of light, cannot be possessed, cannot be triggered, and cannot be sacrificed. I cannot stress that enough. I don't know why that's coming through like that. The inner king or emperor is the voice of truth, the sword of truth, where the other is acting like the sword of truth. It's corrupt. It's a lie, right? Like this inner king is the voice of truth, the sword of truth. I heard the internal lotus of control with that J and the lotus flower. Internal lotus of control. The divine child, into me I see from the queen. Strong protection. So the light comes when you integrate the sacred child within you, the man within you, the woman within you, with the emperor of light and the empress of light, or the king of light and the queen of light, right? It's a closed structure that cannot be messed with. I just heard the queen is safe because the king, the emperor, has combined with Pluto and Uranus to blow the situation up. So some of you will be experiencing sort of this loss because you've had this dark queen try to possess you, or make you do things like shut down your emotion, your light, tell you you're flawed. Okay. I feel like the dark queen's getting eclipsed out. That's what I feel like in this energy. I just heard 2008. What was going on in 2008? My father passed away in 2008. Think back to 2008 and just kind of like reflect upon that and kind of give you a little bit of ideas. It's not going to come exactly like that, so don't freak out, but like it'll kind of give you an idea of timeline. I'm just getting like a major pivot in your life. You could have somebody come into your energy that is a J, a K, a B, a T, a P, or a Y. Um, they could be very charismatic, a good communicator. Somebody's going to bring something to you and communicate something to you that was hidden. They kind of carry a frequency of like a fellowship and truthful sort of vision. They have like really strong spiritual insight. I heard KOM, the sacred light embodied, self belonging. They've mastered some sort of self belonging and they're trying to help with unity or making sense of something like that. K, knowledge, karma, kindness, cosmic awareness. That doesn't start with a K. K, aka Chiron. I just heard O, wholeness, cycles, unity, eternity. M, that's another one. M, manifestation, movement, mastery. I feel like you're going to start to work on securing your legacy or who you are. Okay. Taking back that energy for you and not letting other people sort of make you this vessel of what they want. It's not, you know, or shut you down or shut your light. Like you're going to be sort of working with that. It's going to be uncomfortable and it's sort of like this energy where you're just going with the transformation. Again, I feel like there could be people who come in your life. There could be someone who comes in your life that is a bit pushy. For some of you, that'll be a good thing. And some of you, you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to be good with that. But just know that there could be someone coming in that's not typically someone that you would relate to or something like that. They're quite different, unconventional. I'm kind of feeling like Aquarius type of energy. But they're intelligent. There's an intelligence either about you. Actually, there's an intelligence or a genius about you, right? Because you've really harnessed this sort of light frequency, this child of light energy. I just heard people with J. The true growth of you is coming from your internal womb. Even if you're a man, I don't care. It's coming from inside of you, right? That's where your true worth is. That's where your true growth is. And a lot of you, it's this sacred light. So this genius fire, man, it's like genius fire with this Ace of Wands right into light, truth. I heard the covenant union. Could be some soul contracts coming in or like fated type of, you know, connections here for sure to shift the direction of something. I just heard the psychic EMP, electromagnetic pulse. I heard the death of the queen, death of the dark queen, total transformation, refusal of cold detachment, an attempt to possess or own the children of light. Protect the children, I heard. You know, there's going to be like truth that's being spread across like social media. I don't know what this is, but it's going to spread like wildfire. It strikes the network with truth. It speaks directly to the collective too. In some ways here, it's just exposure. It's connected with this Pluto energy. It kills a contract. It's like once they see this, they can't unsee it. The Dark Queen's defenses aren't going to work this time. Like I said, if she tries to create distance and not taking accountability, Pluto's going to drag her to the underworld. There's nowhere to go. If she tries to create lies, Uranus is going to shock the system with truth. So it's interesting energy. Like karma's instantaneous right now too. So hope everybody's following a higher philosophy or law here, or being true to their heart and their light, because man, the people that have had malice within this false structure or help to create this and keep it in play, you know, knowing what they're doing, you will feel very sorry for them, for what karma is about to be delivered. Remember, I said K is the cross section. It's the point, the crosshair. For some of you, that's good. For some of you, it isn't. If you know you've been not being the most just and ethical person. As long as you're true to your light and who you are, and you've got this structure controlled inside here, so nothing can possess you. Nothing can enslave you or control you or sacrifice you. You're golden. Because that means that you're not conforming. Your gold is yours, right? You're not a slave to the gold, but you are the gold, so to speak. I heard body of the collective, body, beta jumpers. Lightning strikes. The J, timeline jumpers. Unification of the body. Bringer of peace. I heard 222 or 2, the peacemaker. Balance. When you see the J's, it's positive change. It might feel uneasy or uncomfortable, but there's an attempt to help protect the AJSs. And there's something with Chiron and the letter H. I don't know what that is for you. I heard the mountain lion. I just had a vision of the 3 Rottweilers that I used to have as a kid. Interesting. There'll be a master communicator or someone who understands something here that really reveals something to you. I'm getting 11. The pillars, I'm seeing the crystal pillars and the prism. I just heard lot of diamond. I just heard, don't believe the lie that the consciousness can be impartial without the heart or the light on board. The heart or the full light shapes the mind. Love in your heart creates love in the consciousness. I just heard the letter C, communicate. Creation, consciousness, cycles, cosmic awareness. I heard BKT. K is the cross-section point, and I heard again. So that's KOM. Embodied love into love consciousness. People with J teach love. People with K are from God. I feel like everybody's from God that's crossing your path, but that's just what I got in the channeling right there. Innovative shift. It's going to be uncomfortable. Something with M and sleeping, and when you see an M in your life, it creates a disruption in the structure. It changes, it transforms, the life cycle transforms. Or it's representing some sort of a closing of one life cycle and a beginning of another here. $29.20. Charisma, I heard. I'm hearing literally like, some sort of life cycle. The sacred light embodied. I just heard 9. Higher law. Okay, that's what I got for you guys. I can sit here and channel for like 3 to 5 business days. So hopefully you got something out of that and this assists you in some way, shape, or form. I'd like to know like what you think and how it impacted you. Just comment. Let me know. Let me know if you're facing some situations where you're trying to break some sort of dark contract or, reclaim your light. And know that, I'm here with you as you proceed in this journey. And I love you, and you're beautiful, and you're amazing. And even if you feel broken, you're perfectly imperfect, created just the way that you're supposed to be. And that light is so priceless and beautiful. And until I see you again, transcend. Peace, guys.